Yeah.
You need to take it to somebody.
No, Tom said it on this table that our daughter that is a doctor, that they do to take an oath before they start practicing.
Yes,
there's always an oath that they take.
Even law.
There's always an oath they take because your patient details should be private.
The oath wey they take for.
Forget those oaths.
Oath wey they drink. Oath and coca oath. Because if no the coca oath.
Don't insult the judiciary.
Who judiciary?
We know the CJN has said they won't let public sentiment stop them. Don't insult them because if they sue you, I'll be a witness. Because I want them to see why you say they are taking oaths.
I maybe doctors are taking constant. There was one of my friends said, they call my friend to bar today. The other one said, which restaurant be that? He said, Otiti Fuelori Bar, Nigerian Bar Association. They said, now they come back, they call and finish.
It's good for you to know your status. Check it.
Very significant.
Because if you know your status today, you know your status, I'm telling you, you'll be able to start treatment immediately. Gone are the days that they will say once you have it is a death sentence. But I can tell you that there are more diseases out there ravaging human beings than AIDS. If you have, God forbid, heaven forbids it, cancer stage 4 or final stage, it kills faster than AIDS. So for AIDS, know your status. Don't be ashamed. They have a
Facebook is there at MITV.
Okay. So as I was saying, I'm just going to advise everyone out there. Even I'm advising myself as well because I think I did it last 6 months ago, or was it a year back then when I was down with malaria and typhoid. So they had to screen my blood and everything. And when I saw negative, I was happy. And I'm still happy, but I'll still go and check it again because it's good to always check at least every 6 months or once in a year. Try to know your status. So once you know your status, and again, having multiple partners and female sex workers, multiple partners, men who have sex with men, drug addicts, inmates of correctional facilities, transgender people. I think these are the people that one should avoid, and if you know you can avoid them, I think you should have a protected sex. Please protect yourself. Once you protect yourself, you're protecting your life, you're protecting your health, even if it's not a death sentence. But I'm telling you, for the rest of your lives, you keep taking drugs to control it. Nations, what have we done? Is it that in African countries we have a low statistics of HIV/AIDS? Is that why they're not looking at us? I don't even know the African country that has the highest.
I think South Africa.
South Africa, yes, you're correct. I think it's South Africa. But why will our name, yes, know your status? Thank you very much, OD. It's good for you to know your HIV status. Begins, okay, yes, I like that. It helps you make decision to prevent getting or transmitting HIV. When you don't know your status, it's dangerous to your health. I'm telling you. And why will we not be among the 11 African nations that will receive HIV prevention product for women? And the analysis I have here is 58%, approximately 58% are estimated to be female who are the carriers of this HIV/AIDS. So men just have 42%, but the female have 58%. And when I have Nigerian missing as HIV prevention product for women arrives 11 African nations. The story is on the news page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. In case you want to know why we are not among the 11 African nations, what we're talking about our health sector, they should look more into our health sector. How did we miss it? You want to know the big stories on the page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. And moving on with the Guardian newspaper this morning, reps knock oil operator over letdown of host communities. National Assembly begins debate on 2024 budget despite debt 7 consent. We talked about that. Lagos Assembly takes inventory of failed state road. 135 billion naira intervention films. Senate may alert anti-graft agencies on recovery. UN leaders call for action, higher ambitions as COP28 opens in Dubai. And those are the lucky stories that made it to the front page of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Straight to the Nigerian Tribune.
Right, lucky stories that made it to the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. About our headline: 80% surge in food importation alarming, says federal government. 88.5 million Nigerians threatened with insufficient food consumption. Food inflation stood at 0.52% in October. Says Nigerian has the highest rate of stunted children globally. Explains what is being done to reserve. I guess somebody's asking the federal government that question. Just explain to us. First Bank Group appoints Adenowo, MD CEO, First Bank, United Kingdom. 135 billion naira gas intervention project. Senators kick as CBN Petroleum Ministry trade blame. Makinde present new Ashain staff of office December 14, 2023. Ayedatiwa presides over Ondo ESCOP meeting. All political issues resolved, says government. Assembly withdraws case against Deputy Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa. Reps, NSE urge over concrete technology for road construction.
Sorry, on Ayedatiwa case, you said Assembly reserves. What?
Withdraws.
Okay, yeah. They withdraw. Okay.
Case against him.
So I think there's peace in Ondo State now.
Actually.
Hopefully, let's hope so.
Schweiber free to contest, but PDP members
will have
decide a no gubernatorial candidate. Don't say you do not want.
What is his own with PDP members? Leave Schweiber alone. You've done your own. Leave him alone. I don't know why these leaders are so selfish.
Like every governor should support every deputy governor.
Every deputy governor.
We cannot assure, or you cannot ascertain that statement on 100%, because when you are not there, you wouldn't know what the deputy must have done or what the principal has done. I just believe that.
Let me give you an example. In a family where you have a younger brother, is it that they do not offend you?
They do.
Even your mom.
Will you hate them?
Will you hate them for that? So why can't we imbibe that love in politics?
We
cannot act the same.
So why are they always going against their deputy? Once their deputy wants to move to the top, it becomes a problem in Nigeria. What is the problem? Come on.
Yeah,
why is it always like that?
It goes down to grassroots, to local government.
Yes, now. Even the vice chairman. Yes, if the vice chairman want to contest, the chairman might end up not supporting the vice chairman.
The chairman would intentionally just ignore the vice, and the vice would just be like a novice in his own office.
That's the problem they are having in somewhere in Ikorodu.
You don't even know what is happening.
Yes, where a chairman and his vice are having problems because it does not allow the vice to speak.
It is well. It is time we need to always stand for the justice for deputies. We move.
Deputies are always having problems. I don't know. Could it be that the deputies are the problem? Could it? In Akeredolu case, do you know, change deputy? First time was another deputy governor. The second time was another deputy governor, and is having problem with the second governor, the second deputy again. So could it be their principals or the deputies?
Maybe it could be. All right, let's quickly check through other stories that made it to the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. 2024 budget. Reps call for fiscal responsibility, public service reform, tax executive on security, economy, diversification, employment, employment generation, apologies. Senate leader forged 9.9 trillion recurrent expenditure. I think I'm beginning to like it because I don't just expect a rubber stamping like they always say. Now that Senate are now interrogating the budget, investigating the budget, and trying to force some things there. Maybe either the opposition party, the members of the All Progressives Congress, Nigerians want you to check through in total, so you can give us, okay, this is what it is. We understood one fact that you guys always have your own too, by the way. But let's see you fight for what they are bringing. It's not everything the executive brings, so because you're in the same party, we just want to approve it. Let's see you do some, checks and balance, because your major assignment, apart from making laws, is to check and balance the executive. So it's a good one coming from you. I hope you say you do as you have said. Nigerians uninterested in budgetary arithmetic if bread, rice prices don't increase, coming from Renner. Those are the lucky stories that made it to the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
And on the Nation newspaper this morning, Lagos, Abuja demolitions. The story is on page 1 of the Nation newspaper. For Haneze kicks, we follow rule of law. And here we have the PDP governorship primary process in shaky start on page 5 of the Nation newspaper. FEMA needs 300 billion annually to fix federal roads. That's on page 5 of the Nation newspaper. Abiodun presents 703 billion naira budget 2024 estimates. You find that story on the page 2 of the Nation newspaper. UK willing to partner Nigeria on lithium value chain, says Alake. That's on page 3 of the Nation newspaper. Our federal government will tackle budget 2024 deficit by the minister. Edu measures will crash shortfall from 6.11% to 3.88% of GDP. Senate House begin debate on 27.6 trillion naira estimate. Budget brilliance, says Senator Jimo Ibrahim. Ayedatiwa Ondo House close ranks. ESCO adopts Abuja P staffs. House withdraws suits against deputy governor. Workers to get 35,000 naira. That's on the front page of the Nation newspaper. And here we have Nigeria-UK strengthening ties. Tinubu King Charles III meet. Those are the lucky stories that made it to the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning.
All right, straight to the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper. New wage begins April. Federal government votes 24 trillion naira for salaries. Labour. Federal government begin talks. Current wage regime expires March ending, says minister. Federal government lament fiscal deficit. Reps condemn INDA salaries. Demand ICPC probe. On COP28, Tinubu meets King Charles Nigeria's orders $261 billion fund. Japa, federal government urges varsities to produce more doctors. Imagine. Federal government urges varsities to produce more doctors on Japa syndrome. We keep talking about Japa syndrome on this. Is it the varsities that should produce more doctors, or the federal government should treat the doctors right?
Exactly.
I want to get it. Is it that we're not getting it? The story is on the page 7 of the Punch newspaper.
The government should do something that is captivating. That we interest the doctors to stay. Not like some doctors are going. If you do not, you can't be giving a temporary solution to a permanent problem. Solve it permanently. Let us do, even if you can't pay the same salaries they are paying for them abroad, pay something reasonable, something that will make them want to stay. Do you know that this is a country where your subordinate is even envious of you because you are making progress? You will see maybe government or governor or any government representative, trying to maybe embrace a particular staff, maybe a particular doctor. Probably they did a surgery and it's successful, and they will start to envy you. Before you know, they just want you down because they want to remain at that top, because they are always the first person to experience all the goodies that come whenever it's coming from either the ministry or it's coming from government. They don't always want the young people to grow, and they continue to call them leaders of tomorrow. And that's why I always say anywhere, I'm not a leader of tomorrow, I'm a leader of today. Leave today when I see, make I leader. Tomorrow is not promised, especially in Nigeria. Leaders of yesterday are still the leader of today, they are still the leaders of tomorrow. They don't want to leave. So when you are saying let's give more admission to, if you like, open their head, put medicine in it, let them go and study, let them be very intelligent.
They will still japa.
If you don't treat them,
is that the solution? To produce more doctors.
Something that we
Is it about producing more doctors?
Do you know that in Germany, students want to become teachers? That is how much they value teaching job. They pay them well. In Nigeria, you will just be hearing, I'm a lawyer in my country. You will hear, I'm a doctor in my country. Nobody wants to say, I want to be a teacher or a farmer.
There was a time that people wanted to be teachers, so
I'm sorry. That's what you sang now.
I'm a lawyer.
Do you know what we used to call it when we were small, when we were singing?
Standard living.
Standard living. Standard living.
That's your book, your day. You know, standard living. I don't know.
We were singing Sandalili, 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 Sandalili.
This sweet past Sandalili.
I'm telling you, even that standard living is too long. No wonder they taught us Sandalili, Sandalili.
And that's the
Nigeria, my country.
Standard living, standard. But in our own head, it is Sandalili.
But how come all the children in Nigeria in that era were singing Sandalili? You know that the teacher were pronouncing Sandalili for us.
That is life. That is foundation. That is why foundation.
We have good teachers that will still pronounce standard living.
For
It's just our.
for Nigeria school that they will be using Yoruba to teach.
I went to private school. They taught me Sandalili, Sandalili. Sandalili, not come here. They taught me Sandalili.
Yoruba to teach you English. Monique, what is it now? What is it now?
That's how they teach in the north anyways. They will have to translate it in Hausa. So they are teaching English in Hausa in the north.
Can you imagine? Anyways, this is Nigeria.
I have a friend that told me that they will explain that what is it, they will hold it like this. I said this thing.
Honestly, it's one of the best ways
to teach so that you understand. You speak it in English and then you will say it in
different
Hausa.
from the radio. Oh yeah, so for me, what is it now? Now, stand up. Tell me what is it now? So it's different from what I say, did they do so for me, what is it now? Want to interpret, stand up, but it's not like that.
Of course.
They use Yoruba to continue the English thing. Anywhere where your English cannot cover, you use Yoruba to pad it up.
But you know, actually, it's when you want to sound posh that you speak English. If you want to really enjoy English, mix it with Yoruba, blend it with Yoruba.
Ikorodu people are very good at that.
And the Yoruba always interpret their. Have you eaten?
Have you eaten? That's how.
I'm talking much as a genie. I just woke up. That's what I like people. People say it and hard to say. You see this country, my sister, what in me? That is nothing they happen. You will have idea of what they are saying. Yoruba, you don't need to stress yourself. They will interpret. Outside, they don't send you. Outside from here to.
From there to say it's outside. You can't even get what they're talking about.
Go to Abuja. You will even see people man dressing like Hausa man. That is how much Hausa cherish their culture. But I'm saying, when it's time where you're supposed to communicate the general acceptable language, you communicate in English. But my Igbo people, I give it to now. But when you fame man, what you call no, you know, cause I'm the owner of that container. Would you marry you? Yes or no? They use their access to ask who my house.
But on the doctor's issues, the government, they cannot tell us that they don't know
the right thing to do.
They need to do.
People
because
that
maybe the money that they will impute into that sector is too much. I don't know. To them, maybe they see it as it's too much. Because I don't want to believe that they don't have the charisma, they don't have the human capacity to do it. They have all hands on deck. If they say they want to do this thing, they can do it. So what's stopping
another
them?
problem.
What's stopping them?
I feel, you said something yesterday that during COVID, everybody stayed. Yeah. The same Nigerian doctors you were running for were the doctors that treated you people
that they ran to.
They ran to them during COVID. They stayed during COVID. But after COVID, they started going for, what's it called? Medical check.
And it's what you give, you get.
Medical check.
It's what you give, you get. It's high time they start investing in our health sectors.
If Akere Duru has built even one hospital,
yeah,
from first term to second term now.